Welcome, fellow nomads. Today we're in Coyoacán, Mexico City, Mexico, and we're going to check out the La Parroquia de San Juan Bautista. That's the church of Saint John the Baptist. So this church was built between 1522 and 1552. And it was one of the first sites established by Hernan Cortez after he conquered Tenochtitlan and established Mexico City. So let's take a look inside the church. It's a very historical place in Mexico City and one of the most historical places in all of the world. So let's go. Okay, at first glance we see these very weathered stone buttresses, and these were constructed between 1550 and 1560. So this is original material used to build La Parroquia de San Juan Bautista. Okay, so right now we're looking at the facade of the church, and this church was built out of volcanic material, namely Tazón and Choluca. The Tazón is the porous volcanic material you see here. It's very lightweight. It's the same material that was used to build the pyramids in Teotihuacan. And then over here you have the dark gray volcanic material called Choluca. It's volcanic basalt. Alright, here's a better look at the outside of the church, built between 1522 and 1552. First commissioned by the Dominicans and later completed by the Franciscans. And this church was restored several times throughout the centuries. Okay guys, if you look up top there, that's the bell tower, and the bell tower was constructed in the 19th century. So this church served as the headquarters for Hernan Cortez after he conquered Tenochtitlan in August of 1521. So he allied with the native Totonac people, and the Totonac people granted him this land to establish his headquarters. And this is how the church got its foundings. So now we're approaching the entrance of the church. And let's take a look inside. Okay, now we're inside La Parroquia de San Juan Bautista. And wow, look at that. Magnificent architecture. Alright, let's keep going down. We have a depiction of Jesus Christ here. And another depiction of Jesus on the cross. There's the Mother Mary holding baby Jesus. This is definitely a magnificent structure. Look at the murals on the ceiling. It reminds me of the Sistine Chapel a little bit. Okay guys, we're looking at these murals and carvings on the wall. They're made out of wood and topped with gold leaf. The Spanish called it pan de oro. So the gold leaf is pure gold on top of the wood carvings. shot of the altar.
Buenas tardes, hermanos. Hoy nos ponemos a participar de esta celebración en la fiesta de San Felipe Neri, presbítero. Nació en Florencia, pero se educó en Roma, tomar con la alegría, la autoridad de las bienaventuranzas. Era realmente importante contemplar a este sacerdote.
A little look at Tuesday Mass. Look at those beautiful stained glass windows. Here's a very neat depiction of the Virgin Mary. Jesus on the cross.
El Señor ha dado a conocer su victoria y ha revelado a las naciones su justicia. Una vez más ha demostrado.
Alright guys, so now I'm outside of the main chapel. Now we're in this side chapel. And here we have a depiction of Jesus carrying the cross on the Via de la Cruz, the way of the cross, as he was being led to his crucifixion. Very neat. This is interesting here. This is a statue of Saint Charbel Maklov. He was a Lebanese monk who is very popular in Mexico, and you can find his statues adorning churches throughout the country. Okay, now we're headed to the gift shop of La Parroquia de San Juan Bautista. Let's see what goodies they have inside here. Lots of rosaries. Lots of cool religious paraphernalia. El Sueño de la Virgen. This is a depiction of the Virgin Mary after she passed away, resting. Now we're on the opposite side of the church, and here's a depiction of Jesus entombed after he was crucified. You can see his very poignant wounds. Alright guys, now we're leaving the La Parroquia de San Juan Bautista. One last look at this amazing original volcanic architecture. Once again, that's to zone. And now let's head down to the park area where they have a lot of festivities happening. Got this guy playing an accordion. And you have the big Coyoacán sign. We are in Coyoacán, la Ciudad de Mexico, Mexico City. Alright, I just stopped to get my shoe shined. Very affordable service here in Mexico City. I'm paying 30 pesos. And that's about roughly $2. So, well worth it, I think. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this brief tour of La Parroquia de San Juan Bautista. Behind me you can see the bell tower, which is normally closed to visitors. You have to get special permission to go on top of the bell tower. So unfortunately we didn't get to do that today. But if you're ever in Mexico City, definitely stop by this church. It's one of the most historical spots in all of Mexico and all of the world. So it's going to be definitely worth your time. My name is Nomad Tom. I'll be posting more videos about my travels throughout the world. So I hope you could join me on future journeys. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.